Welcome, I'm the Deadwood Jedi. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today I have, I think, a bit of a treat. We're going to be looking at Countess Lix, and not just Countess Lix, but Countess Lix in pairing with Astralon. These are two of the new champions. Astralon, obviously the fusion champion, and I think this should be very exciting for you guys. These are great champions. I think they're really cool, and I think you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of checking them out. So let's go ahead. Let's first check out the champions, see what they're about, and then we'll take them into Dragon, see how they do just in generic dungeon stuff, and then we'll go ahead and take them in Arena where obviously they're going to be best at. Okay guys, so this is Astralon. We've covered him before in a video. I got a lot of flack because apparently I didn't build him with enough attack and damage, and apparently I didn't pair him up in the right situation where he was attacking where decreased defense and weaken was up all the time. Okay, fine. Well, now we have him built up with attack. I've got him at about 4,500 attack, 230 crit damage, 100% crit rate, even 300 accuracy on him. We should get a nice view of what Astralon can do here. If he can't hit hard with this, not everybody can put 6,000 attack on a champion, and if that's the threshold of them being good, that's not worth it. There we go. So we're going to check him out. He has some cool skills that work in tandem with Countess Lix. Primarily his A1. He attacks one enemy 2 times, puts decreased defense out there. Countess Lix will team up with him. Countess Lix has a weaken on her A1, so the pairing works really well, at least potentially, right? They both have about a 50% chance to land that, so it's not going to be every time 100%, but it will get on there. He also ignores increased defense buffs, strengthen buffs, and ally protection buffs with his A2, and then places shield on himself and allies. That's really great, and that can hit really hard. His A3, also hard-hitting ability, remove buffs when they're under targets are under Veil or Perfect Veil, and will have an AoE stun chance, which is great. His passive ability increases turn meter every time an ally's hit, decreases incoming damage if the attacker's attack is lower than his. Obviously, with 4,500 attack, that's not going to happen all the time, but hopefully enough, especially against defensive teams where he can reduce some of that damage and survive a little bit longer. Countess Lix, on the other hand, I tried to build her up as best I could. Almost 4,000 attack, 215 crit damage, almost 100% crit rate, not quite there. 260 accuracy, solid enough, I think, to get a good idea of how much damage she can do and where she's going to be best used. Obviously, not everything's full out. Skills-wise, we have weaken, as I said, on the A1, about a 50% chance to land that when booked. Decreased speed on the A2, so it attacks all enemies 3 times AoEs, 11 them. Each one has a chance of placing decreased speed, and each hit also has a chance of decreasing the enemy's turn meter by 10%. That means we're talking decreased speed and a 30% turn meter reduction. That's really nice, at least potentially, right? Those do book up to 100% chance, so if you have enough accuracy, it should do it full on. And the A3, another AoE skill, places a block cooldown skill, debuff for 2 turns. That's really nice, books up to 100%, and then decrease the cooldown of all ally skills except this champion's by 1 turn. That's also really nice, kind of a Painkeeper ability, really great. She also has 2 awesome passives. 1, removes a random debuff from Astralon and this champion at the start of each turn. Not bad. And passive 2, fills this champion's turn meter by 5% each time an ally receives a debuff. So, lots of cool skills on here. I think some real fun stuff. Now, I have had some people ask me, hey, can we use this as I'm going to show you guys the mastery just so you can see them as I'm talking. I've had some people ask me, can we use her in Clan Boss? Well, I'm sure you can. Not ready in the calculator. So if you want to try and use her, I say go for it. Just know the calculator does not support using Countess Lix, does not support using Astralon and their passive abilities with the turn meter fills involved. So just be aware that I'm sure they would be fine in that because they look to be great champions that can be good almost anywhere. So that said, I mean, I could see it being a thing. I don't think they're going to be meta for that. I wouldn't really encourage you to use them for that. I think it's kind of a waste of their abilities. These two are going to be awesome in Arena. That's where you're going to want to use them. They should also be good in Doom Tower. They should be really good in Faction Wars, obviously. And they should be good in Dungeons. And that's where we're going to show them right now. We got a decent team right here. Right? Duchess, Draco, Bad L, plus these two. We'll be able to stay alive, see what they can do with decreased defense and weaken, see their full potential here. So let's go ahead and get that out first. Decreased defense and weaken. Get some Veil going just so we're safe. Get some poisons up so we hit just a little bit harder and get some healing out there. And then we come up to Astralon. All right, so big thing, Astralon. He's going to use his A3. That's when he prioritizes the stun skill. We'll drop it down to 1 time. Let's see what kind of damage he can do. Boom. So we're talking 123k I saw on one of those, 80k on another. Definitely can hit hard, guys. That is a really strong skill. Now we go over here to Countess Lix. Now, she is going to prioritize this A3 skill, Time Dilation. This is one that reduces the cooldowns for all of her allies. Not herself, but all her allies. And attacks all enemies, puts block cooldown. Let's go ahead and see what this does on 1 time. And, of course, I didn't click the skill because I hate this game sometimes. It does stupid stuff like that. So we'll come back around to that to another point. It's frustrating, guys. Super frustrating when that happens. It's okay. This is good. You can see the A1 skill, how it got used there. That's fine. And now we're going to be able to come in here, and we'll use the A1 with Astralon. Boom, boom. Countess Lix would team up, but you can see Astralon does definitely hits hard, which is great. All right. Move, move, move. Da-da-da-da-da. That's really frustrating. Okay. Okay. Nope, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. We're gonna show this. We're gonna show it right. Okay, so here we are. We coming in. Draco's there. We're gonna get the decreased defense and weaken going. Boom, boom. Get some extra turn. I love it. Great. Got relentless on him for a clan boss. I'm pretty sure. Get the veil, cause why not? Get the poisons, cause why not? We just have a side view today. That's exciting. All right, so we're going to drop it to 1 time speed. We're going to see how he does with that big hit. The stun skill is A3 skill from Astralon. Boom. Look at that. 70, 80, 90, 100k. Definitely can hit with that. Definitely a nice skill. Countess Lix is going to use her A3 prioritize. I've done this before. I know this. So we're going to go ahead and see with the block cooldowns, the cooldown reduction for our allies. Let's see how much damage she does. Boom. 90k, 50k. Definitely a hard-hitting ability. Now, we do have Helm Smasher, so that 90k is definitely a Helm Smasher proc. So you're seeing 50k, kind of 50, 60, 70k seems to be kind of the numbers that are being used. Those are significant numbers. Not as strong as Astralon. She's not kitted out as well either, but pretty good. Definitely can do some damage for us. So we don't want to sleep on that, I think is the whole point there. All right, here we go. Now we're back around. We can see what Astralon does here with the A2. Just kind of check it out. Boom. 76k. Definitely a strong ability. We can see what Countess Lix does with the Mire of Misery. This is the turn meter reduction. So let's pay attention to the turn meter reduction part of this as well. Decrease turn meter, decrease turn meter. It's affecting it every single attack. We're definitely getting some turn meter reduction. Not a ton of damage necessarily, except for the multiple hits. So that's not the hardest hitting skill. Her big hitting skill is that A3 one. The rest of them, not quite as much. I'm going to go ahead and click it on auto. We can kind of observe this as it goes through. We will see Astralon uses A1, and with that, you'll see Countess Lix join in right there. Boom. The two of them do about equivalent damage. I think if we had their attack and crit damage levels equal, you would see they do almost identical amounts of damage there. But very strong abilities. Definitely can do some work here. There you go. 50k with his A3, doing 15 on the A1. I mean, you know, like these guys are good. They can hit. Definitely can hit. The best part though is that they're not just hitting hard, right? They're bringing more to the table. They're reducing cooldowns. They're blocking skills. They're dropping decreased defense and weaken. They're stunning your enemies. They're reducing turn meter. Obviously, not all this against the dragon boss. But in general, these are really strong things that we need for our team. So that's really good to have. And when they can do damage on the side, it makes it so much more helpful. And that's kind of what's great about this. So definitely an effective combination, even on dungeons. I think you can see how they would be useful on faction wars as well. But what I want to do is I want to bring them into arena and kind of get a chance to see how they do here against other champions. So let's go and get a quick refresh. Looks like a pretty good team here. So right now with this, we'll go ahead and they could be pretty fast. But let's go ahead. They're going to bring in what's her name? Madam Saris here. And we're going to try and outspeed them, see what they can do damage-wise, the decreased defense and the weaken. It's kind of nice to have Siffy just so we make sure we go first. as these two are pretty slow. Countess Lix is really slow champion right now. But we'll get the decreased defense out. And we can go ahead and start with that A3 from Astralon. You can see exactly what kind of damage we're doing. Oof. I mean, just killed Sir Nick. Look, that effective, I would say. Effective, I would say, guys. We can drop the block cooldown skills. Boom. Again, 50k a pop. They hit hard. They hit hard. They do damage. They do good work, guys. Definitely, these two make a nice pairing. Definitely make a nice pairing. Now, I do want to see them against a Duchess team at well. This is a perfect example. We have Duchess in here. We are probably going to be going fastest, or first, I should say. Let's go ahead and bring in Siffy. And the reason why is I don't want to strip the buffs. I want to see Astralon do that for us. So we're going to kind of see how we go through here. We'll go ahead and protect ourselves. Now, typically, we would use this and just stun them right off the bat. But I kind of want to wait on that. I want to see what we can do here with her. So what I'm going to do, I think we're going to just A1 Rotos here and see what we can't do. I mean, he's pretty squished, so nothing too surprising there. Let's go ahead and remove that. We'll let Duchess go here in a second. I guess we can drop the decreased speed. Why not? Reduce some turn meter. She puts up the veil. That's what I wanted to see. I mean, this is a pretty weak team, so this maybe is a poor choice to choose, quite frankly. But yeah, here we go. Strip all those buffs, hit them hard. It's nice. It's nice. Not complaining, guys. Not complaining. Let's see if we can't find a better Duchess team here. Let's look at this team, guys. I think this will be good. There's gonna be lots of buffs put out there by Duchess, by Valkyrie. We'll get a good chance to see what we can't do against that. I think that'll be good for us. So let's go ahead and see what we can't do here. Looks like we go first, which is not what I was planning on, but sure, we can go first here. They do cut in on us because our last two hitters are really slow, so they have Veil. This is perfect for us. We can come in, we're going to try and strip all these buffs and stun them all. Strip it from most of them. Look at that damage that we did. I mean, Valkyrie's almost dead. Pretty good, pretty good. Definitely can hit pretty hard, that Astralon. His A2 hits even harder than his A1, but it's single target, so that's kind of the difference there. Go ahead and sleep that. And then let's go ahead. At this point, we would either decrease speed and reduce turn meter, or we could block cooldowns. Let's go ahead. They're about to get revived, so we're going to go ahead and do this A2. It's a nice skill right there. You can see we're reducing the turn meter with that. It's great. And with the A2, we can just come in and try and hit her as hard as possible. Look at that, 27k. Took half her health off. It's really nice. It's not like she had increased defense up or anything like that to ignore, but just a very good skill. There, the revive. Here we go. We're going to try and block those cooldowns. It will also reduce the cooldowns of our team, so we'll get our abilities back. There comes the increased speed again, increased attack buff. All of our skills come back a lot faster now. Those skills are locked, and we can kind of come in. And now we see Astralon goes in, and then Countess Lix as well. It's a wonderful combo, guys. Does a lot of damage, really effective. Honestly, these two make a really nice pairing, just in general. I think they're great on their own, too. Being able to block skill cooldowns is a really strong ability. Being able to, I mean, they're both ridiculous champions. So, yeah. I mean, those are the champions, guys. I don't know that there's a whole lot more I need to go into. We can see Astralon hits hard. Countess Lix hits hard. They both do good work against various things. You're going to do well against arena teams, extremely well. You're going to do really good even in dungeons. I think you can see how this works well on Doom Tower. Imagine, if you will, floor like 110 when there's a bunch of Siffies out there. You come in with the stun from Astralon. Kind of locks them down. You reduce their speed, put the decreased speed on them from Countess Lix. Next time they come around, when the stun wears off, Countess Lix comes in, blocks their cooldown skills. And now for 3 turns, they have not been able to use their abilities. That gives you plenty of time to whittle them down, take them out. It's a really strong combination right there. Not to mention they're both benefiting from each other. They're A1s. They're both doing multiple attacks off of. They have other skills in there too. So if you have Countess Lix, she's going to be great. I mean, being able to block cooldown abilities for 2 turns is a really strong one, guys. That will lock a team out. That will completely lock them out. If you can do that, that's a huge ability. And then when you bring in Astralon and he has that AoE stun, it's pretty much game over. Now, obviously, in Arena, especially at the top end of Plat, when you're talking about Plat, top end of Gold 4, the amount of accuracy you need on these champions gets closer to 400, 500, 600, even more to really fight these resist type teams, especially when you're talking about a Duchess team. Those are usually resist teams, so you need ridiculous amounts of accuracy. Thankfully, there's some new champions that have been introduced that give you increased accuracy buffs. Claude Beast Feeder is one of the ones that I automatically think about. So there's some cool stuff going on there for sure. Some nice synergy with those things. So those are stuff I would be highly considering, guys. I would definitely keep in mind and want to look at different ways that you can benefit this. That way you can keep the attack high on these champions and let them still do damage while still being able to use their debuff abilities. So there's a lot of possibilities there, ways to work this. Hopefully you guys are coming up with them. I know these champions are brand new, so we're still trying to figure out how they all work in the meta for Arena. So this is the time to experiment with them, guys. And I encourage you to do so. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. I'm really appreciative you guys were here with me. Glad you got to watch. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscription. Hit the like button. Always helps push things through the algorithm. But yeah, guys, we're going to do more of these videos. Got some Clan Boss stuff coming up later in the week. So until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.